Sometimes it feels like most people around me have stopped being themselves. They've become human echoes, thin imitations of influencers, celebrities, brand identities they scroll past every day. They don't even know they're performing anymore. It's automatic now, the catchphrase approved by the algorithm, the laugh calibrated to a highlight reel, the clothes copied straight from a sponsored post. They show up to life in a costume stitched together from other people's curated selves. I see it on every street corner, every cafe, every gathering, people quoting lines they heard someone else say, adopting attitudes that aren't theirs, shaping themselves to fit into a template designed for engagement, for validation. They wake up and ask themselves not who they are, but which persona will get the most likes today. What worries me isn't the imitation itself, it's how deeply it cuts into identity. When your sense of self is built from someone else's screen, it's fragile. There is no core, no truth. The personality becomes plastic, easy to mold, and even easier to break when the next trend arrives. You weren't made to be liked by strangers behind glowing screens. You were born to be you, even flawed, even unpolished. But most people have forgotten that. They stopped practicing who they are. They tune their voice to sound like the people they follow. They adopt the causes that pique engagement. They suppress anything messy or messy because it doesn't trend. They mimic the line between serious and shallow based on reaction metrics. And eventually no one is left to stand up and say, stop, this isn't real. It makes me question what I'm hearing when people talk. Is that emotion theirs, or did they pick it up from watching a video? Is that laughter genuine, or a learned behavior designed to fit into someone else's online persona? The endless scroll rewires people so subtly they don't even notice the change. Every glance at the screen chips away at authenticity. People no longer form opinions, they download them. Beliefs are borrowed. Passion is palette cleaned and restyled for mass appeal. And the worst part is how deeply unconscious it is. These performances feel so natural to them that any break from the script looks awkward or unacceptable. We train ourselves to believe that the path to happiness is copying someone else's brand. We redefine success by others' metrics. Beauty becomes a filter, friends a following, purpose a post. People even measure their own pain by comparison. Now when their suffering doesn't fit an expected narrative, they minimize it. They don't honor their experience because it's not trending, and so they censor themselves. They edit the spicy corners off their stories to fit a template they think will be accepted. But these portraits of acceptance are sold back to them, pixelated and hollow. The irony is devastating. I don't know when it happened exactly, when being genuine became the risky move. It feels like everyone is walking around in slow motion performances of what someone told them people are supposed to do, to be, to feel. At a party you ask how they're doing, and they respond with practiced lines before pausing to consult their persona. Half the laughter in a group feels borrowed. Even the grief seems staged sometimes when it follows a script taught in a viral post. I try to imagine what it might feel like to be around someone who lets the mask slip, to feel the bump of uncertainty when truth pulls back the veil. That slippage, that vulnerability feels almost radical now. I have had glimpses of it, someone rushing through small talk to say they don't feel okay, someone teary and messy with no filter, someone pausing mid-sentence because they didn't know the right word. I felt the jolt, like hearing a different frequency. A feeling that you were meeting the actual person, not the filtered version. It was quiet, it was uneven, but it was alive. In that moment, I forgot the algorithms, I forgot the likes, I forgot the comparisons. I found space to breathe again, and the contrast was so sharp, I felt it in my chest. But these moments are rare because the current is too strong. The pressure to monetize, to brand, to perfect yourself for an unseen audience is everywhere. Interaction has become a transaction. Even real talk is often a trending video topic. The more polished versions of vulnerability get rewards. So we polish all of it Taven. Our pain becomes disposable. We're drowning without water because nobody realizes the well was poisoned the moment we stopped questioning the script. And yet I hold out hope. A small part of me believes enough of us still sense the emptiness. Maybe we're starting to see the cracks in the curated self, the lie hidden behind perfected content. Maybe we'll relearn how to speak with shaky voices, to meet eyes without performance, to value messy conversation over polished delivery. Maybe we'll find each other in those spaces where no one knows what to say, and that's exactly the point. Maybe we'll build something real, again, not polished, not predictable, but ours. Because imitation is easy, authenticity is harder, and maybe that's why it's worth fighting for. We shouldn't have to be someone else's echo just to exist. We should be ourselves, even if ourselves is awkward or uncertain or unfinished. The world is full of characters. All I want is to meet a human.